What is up guys, welcome to Ranni Gaming. Hope you're having a great time with Elden Ring so far. If you want to help support the channel, then go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons and drop your questions into the comment section below. Today we are going to be checking out what for me is the absolute best designed boss in Elden Ring, Astel, Naturalborn of the Void. This large and intimidating legendary boss is found in the Grand Cloister of the Lake of Rot, which can be accessed by progressing through Ranni's questline after defeating Radahn and venturing deep through Nokron the Eternal City. You'll have to contend with a wide array of fearsome enemies along your way as well. Radahn himself is no picnic, while the Baleful Shadow and Twin Gargoyle fights may well have you smashing your keyboard, but the reward of exploring Elden Ring's hidden secrets are well worth it. Astel itself is a large insectoid creature with a skull-like face, massive pincers, and a body infused with cosmic energy. Its attacks deal tremendous damage. It can span across the entire of the very large arena that you fight in, and you'll have to be careful to learn the boss's moveset, but we're here to break that down for you and turn this into what is actually a pretty easy fight, albeit an intimidating one. When you enter the arena, Astel will fire a laser beam at you, similar to Radahn's gravity arrows. Just dodge at the very last moment and you'll be fine, and fortunately, the boss doesn't spam this unless you stay at a super long range, so you'll have an easier time than with Radahn. Astel's main melee attacks are standard claw swipes, which will deal some pretty nasty damage, but what's important is the starry mist that is left behind after each swipe. This will explode after a delay, dealing a huge amount of secondary damage, so don't get caught by this, because it can often be just what's needed to finish you off. If you stand too far away too often, Astel will use its tail with a massive overhead slam. This deals huge damage, but it's pretty rare and isn't really done when we do it how we're going to be doing it, so don't worry too much about this. At mid to close range, that tail would instead poke 4 to 5 times not far in front of Astel's face now and again. It's no big deal, it has a really tiny hitbox and it's always missed without me needing to reposition or dodge at all. Now there are two really important moves that the boss can perform which you do need to be careful of. The first is the teleport, which will have Astel try to grab you from either above or behind with a pincer lunge that will kill you if you are caught. Fortunately, this, along with the rest of Astel's attacks, are highly telegraphed and can easily be dodged at the last moment. The second move is the very dangerous Meteor Storm. Astel will do this when entering the second phase at about half health and will occasionally do it from then on until dead. Many portals will appear high in the arena and a huge amount of meteors will hurl at you, each with the potential to one-shot you if you haven't invested heavily into your health. If you have, then 2 will definitely do the trick regardless. Fortunately, while intimidating and prone to causing panic, you can simply dodge to the side repeatedly to avoid all of them, and you should have no trouble. If you're running a heavier build and don't feel that you have the mobility for that, then I'd recommend dodging the first one and then blocking any subsequent meteors that come your way if you have the stamina for it. Now that we've looked at Astel's moveset, let's talk about how to really easily beat him. It's simpler than you think. Stand at about mid-range in front of his face and he either pound his face with magical arrows or do a jump attack on his head after he completes a move. Going underneath the boss can stop you from seeing what he's doing, which can be dangerous, but staying right in front of him lets you see the massive wind up to all of his moves and react accordingly with plenty of time to think about what to do and heal afterwards if needed. If you're feeling particularly intimidated by the design of the boss, you can play more conservatively if you like. Wait for Astel to perform an overhead swipe, which will pretty much always land behind you and miss you entirely, and just get some waxing on his legs and head on your way to repositioning. I think this move was designed to make you panic roll backwards, so don't give in to the temptation, he's really not that scary. Astel's head takes quite a lot more damage than the rest of his body, so be sure that you're targeting that as much as you can. Eventually, you can stagger the boss pretty easily, which will allow for a massive critical strike against the creepy eye that you can see poking out through the crack in his skull-like face. Keep your distance, punish Astel's moves, and respond to the pincer grab and meteors, and you'll have him down in no time. Your reward will be 80k souls along with Astel's remembrance, which you can trade for either the Waves of Darkness weapon art or the Bastard Stars. I chose the latter because the Cosmic Flail ended up being one of the hardest hitting intelligence scaling weapons of the game and also has a really amazing weapon art which is more than capable of tearing your enemies apart. We'll take a look at the full fight now so that you can see how it's done. Thanks very much for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons and drop your questions into the comments section below. Enjoy!